Ever feel like you just need, I don't know, a magic wand sometimes to instantly stick to your goal?
Oh, definitely.
Like poof, you wake up early or you finally start learning Spanish or just stop hitting snooze
Yeah.
without the battle?
Yeah, we all have that picture, right? That more disciplined version of ourselves.
Exactly. So today we're doing a real cover-to-cover look at what it actually means to build this thing called self-discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission really is to cut through all the noise, all the ideas you think you know, and get to the heart of it. Find out how it can, well, genuinely change things for you.
And that's such a good place to start because, for so many people, self-discipline feels like this huge, far-off goal, or maybe even like a stick to beat themselves with.
Right, like you failed if you don't have it.
Exactly.
Oh.
But it's better to think of it as a practice, something you get better at over time, like learning self-awareness maybe, or finding courage to face things that scare you. It's definitely not about tearing yourself down.
Okay, so let's unpack something that trips a lot of us up. Self-discipline versus willpower. I mean, we use them interchangeably, don't we?
All the time.
Like, oh, I just didn't have the willpower.
Yeah.
Especially when there's a really good chocolate bar staring you down.
Yeah, the chocolate bar test. Well, what's really interesting is how different they actually are, fundamentally different.
Okay, how so?
Willpower is more like that immediate reaction, that burst of resistance in the moment.
Yeah.
Fighting not to eat the chocolate that's right there.
Okay, the struggle. Got it.
But self-discipline, that's more about being proactive, making choices before you even face the struggle.
So like deciding not to buy the chocolate in the first place.
Precisely. So you don't have to fight it later in your kitchen. And the key thing is, people who consistently hit their goals, they're not just white-knuckling it with willpower, they're using strategy or using discipline. It's about foresight, not just force.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. But here's where I think people get stuck, myself included sometimes.
Yeah.
We often think discipline sounds, well, harsh, doesn't it? Like punishment or really rigid rules.
Yeah, that's a huge misconception. Images of drill sergeants, maybe, cold shower.
Totally. Zero fun allowed.
Right. But the sources, the thinking now, it tells us that viewing discipline as harshness or self-imposed threats, that actually works against you.
Really? How?
Well, think of it instead as a soft skill, something you can apply like everywhere. Managing your emotions, changing habits. It's not about punishment. It's about training yourself, your behavior, your mind, your body to align with what you actually want long term.
So it's ongoing, not just a fixed trait.
Exactly. A constant process, a gentle refinement almost.
Okay, so it's not punishment, it's a skill we can learn. Why should you, listening right now, put in the effort? What's the real payoff?
The why. Well, when you connect it to your actual life, the benefits are pretty profound.
Like what? Give us the highlights.
Okay, first off, it reduces anxiety. Seriously. Feeling more in control, making decisions easier. It just improved your mental health. You're not constantly fighting yourself.
Less internal conflict, like that.
Second, you actually achieve more goals. Not through sheer force, remember, but by smartly removing temptations, avoiding those self-sabotage traps. You prioritize better, focus better, work smarter.
Makes sense. What else?
Third, and this one might surprise people, it genuinely leads to more happiness.
Happiness. From discipline. Seems counterintuitive.
I know, right? But think about it. Discipline leads to progress. Progress leads to success, even small wins. And those wins build confidence, boost your mood, improve your whole attitude. It's sustainable.
Okay, I can see that. Progress feels good.
And finally, it builds resilience.
Yeah.
Real resilience. The more you practice resisting distractions, whether it's, scrolling endlessly or grabbing that snack you don't need, the easier it gets. You're actually, rewiring things.
Rewiring your brain.
Essentially, yeah. Your mind, your body. Productive action starts to feel more natural, less like a fight. It really changes how you handle challenges overall.
Wow. So putting it all together, self-discipline isn't this fixed thing, this character flaw you either possess or lack. It's actually a tool, a powerful practice.
A continuous practice, yeah, a skill you develop. And crucially, not by beating yourself up, but by thoughtfully working with yourself, your intentions, your actions.
That's a much more empowering way to look at it.
And it leads to maybe a final thought for you to consider. There's this idea that power requires discipline.
Okay.
So if that's true, what's one small, deliberate practice you could start? Like today, something small that might unlock something bigger in your life. What unbeatable dragon, so to speak, might actually become manageable with just a little bit of that consistent practice.
That's definitely something to mull over. What small step could unlock real power?
Great question. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.